Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. The last update about Taste of Fate, Pallavi finally throws Rhea out of the house, but it was Rhea's imagination or Rhea's dream, and Rhea get violent in the process, but all was still a dream. So let's continue. Rhea thanked God that it was just a dream that Pallavi throws her out of the house. Rhea comes out of the room and she sees Ranbir and Prachi sleeping on the bed holding each other's hands. Rhea gets angry and she throws the vase kept on the side tables in the corridor. Prachi wakes up hearing the noise and she sees Ranbir on the bed. Ranbir gets up and says, "Sorry, I had slept while sitting." Ranbir says, "I was holding your hand and I slept off." Ranbir says, "We had pillows between us and I did not take advantage of you." Prachi smiles a bit. Ranbir asks if Prachi is smiling. Prachi nods no and asks Ranbir to sleep on the bed from now onwards. Ranbir asks Prachi if the pillows should be there or not. Ranbir says okay, it will be there. Prachi set up the bed sheet and comfort her on the bed properly. Ranbir also helps her. Aryan looks at them and sings a song. Prachi says, "I will go and freshen up." Ranbir scolds Aryan and asks that what is the meaning of the song. Aryan asks for the boxing gloves. Prachi comes out after changing her clothes and she gets dizzy. She is about to faint. Ranbir hugs Prachi and asks if she is okay. Prachi hugs Ranbir and smiles. Aryan thinks that Ranbir and Prachi love each other so much and he wished that their children will keep them close always. Shahana comes there and sees Aryan praying. Shahana says she came to call them for breakfast. Shahana says to Ranbir that you might not look at the breakfast because of your wife. Ranbir says yes, I will concentrate on my wife rather than breakfast, and says my wife is pregnant and she has a glow on her face, and he holds Prachi's hand and they goes. Shahana tells Aryan that she saw him praying. Aryan says someone came into his life and changed him. He gives the credit to Millie and says just like Stanley has changed Shahana. Shahana says you are bad and she goes. Aryan laughs. Rhea comes to Aliyah's room and asks her to get up. Shahana gets up and asks what happened. Rhea asks her to sleep. Aliyah says let me sleep. Rhea asks Aliyah to wake up and says that Pallavi was throwing her out of the house and Prachi asks Ranbir to divorce her. Rhea says to Aliyah that I can just feel that something bad is going to happen. Rhea says I know that the divorce papers are getting ready and today they will make me sign it. Aliyah says let the papers come. Shahina asks Aliyah to think positive and says Ranbir would accept you and he would throw Prachi out of the house. Rhea says to Shahina that I don't like people flattering me. Shahina says I was saying this because it was a dream. Rhea says it was my morning dream. Aliyah says morning dream will come true. Rhea says she has a plan, but it can backfire. Aliyah says to Rhea that either we would win or you will be thrown out of this house. Rhea says we are stuck in the middle. We have to play this gamble. Pallavi talks to the lawyer on the phone about the divorce papers. Vikram comes there and asks Pallavi what she is doing. Pallavi says to Vikram that she is getting Rhea to divorce Ranbir so that Prachi can stay here without any problem. Pallavi asks Vikram to trust her. Vikram says he trusts her. Shahina asks Mahua to give tea to everyone. Mahua says after opening the door, I will bring the tea. Rhea asks Mahua to bring tea to everyone and she goes to open the door. The courier guy says that there is a courier on Pallavi Kohli's name. The courier guy says he will give the package to Pallavi only. Rhea is going to call Pallavi, but Aliyah stops Rhea and says that Pallavi must be hiding something from them. Aliyah pretends to be Pallavi and she receives the courier. Aliyah and Rhea opens the envelope and they read the divorce papers. Grandma asks Rhea who had come. Rhea hides the papers. Grandma asks what is Rhea hiding, but Rhea refuses to talk. Vikram says good morning to Ranbir and Prachi. Prachi says good morning. Pallavi says I hope Ranbir is taking good care of you. Vikram asks Prachi to tell them. Prachi says yes, Ranbir is taking good care of me. Vikram says to Prachi that how will you react hearing the good news? Vikram asks Pallavi if I should tell Prachi. Ranbir says we know it already. Grandma had told us. Prachi says Grandma had informed us. Pallavi asks, are you okay with it? Prachi says I am happy. Ranbir says everyone is happy and Grandma made everyone have sweets. Vikram says that Prachi reacted positively and it is good. Ranbir says Kayani gave birth to a calf. Pallavi says Kayani. Pallavi asks when did mommy hear me saying this? Prachi says when they told Grandma this. Pallavi says our good news is different. Grandma asks Rhea what she is hiding. Pallavi asks Rhea to tell them what Grandma is asking. Rhea says, I am in complete shock as we got the divorce papers ready. Vikram asks Pallavi if these are the same papers. Pallavi says yes. Rhea tells Aliyah that she was right, that Pallavi wants to double-cross them. Grandma asks that what is happening. Rhea tears the divorce paper and says that you made your decision and I have made my decision too. Rhea throws the papers on Pallavi. Pallavi raises her hand to slap Rhea, but Aliyah holds Pallavi's hand. Pallavi asks Aliyah to leave her hand. Aliyah says then don't raise your hand on Rhea. Pallavi says I have to give reply to Rhea's misbehavior. Aliyah says Rhea has raised her voice against injustice and it is a courageous thing to do. Pallavi says you have given Rhea much liberty. Aliyah says to Pallavi that someone has to talk, else in the name of right, restrictions happen. Pallavi says if we have restricted, then you wouldn't have been here. Aliyah says I will not bend my head as I am staying here, and she asks Pallavi not to do this again. Pallavi asks Aliyah that what will you do? Will you slap me? Aliyah says she will fight domestic violence case against Pallavi. Pallavi is shocked. Rhea says no girl will give divorce happily. Pallavi says to Rhea that you have to just sign. Aliyah says that just because Prachi picked the boy toy, Pallavi is thinking that Prachi would have a boy. Pallavi says my thinking is not narrow-minded. Pallavi says Rhea knows what I want. Rhea says she will not give divorce to Ranbir. Ranbir says to himself that I want divorce from Rhea. He collides with Aryan. Shahana asks, what are you saying? Ranbir says I am searching for the divorce papers on which I have taken Rhea's signature a long time ago. Ranbir says I did not show it to anyone because Rhea was pregnant. Shahana asks Ranbir to show them the divorce papers. Rhea asks Prachi to laugh on her face. Prachi asks if she is laughing. Rhea says you wanted this from day one and says it was coincidence or conspiracy. Rhea says you brought the police and the NGO and now I will not leave any chance to. Rhea pushes Prachi. Ranbir comes there and tells Prachi that the crying phase was over. Now the new phase will start where you and I will be there. Ranbir says I have taken divorce from Rhea. Ranbir shows the divorce papers. Rhea says how is this possible? I haven't signed the divorce papers. Ranbir says to Rhea that you have signed the divorce papers a long time ago and he shows Rhea a signature on the papers. Ranbir says our relationship is over and now you have to leave from here. Ranbir holds Prachi's hand and takes her to the dining table. Rhea looks on revengeful. Shaina keeps her hand on Rhea's shoulder to calm her down. Aliyah comes to meet someone in her car. A guy comes there and gives her something. Aliyah gives the guy money. Rhea shouts and says I will not leave this house. Rhea says this is not my signature and she asks when did I sign as I don't know it. Ranbir asks Rhea that did you remember the merger party and says after 12 it was Prachi and our anniversary. Ranbir says I had apologized to Prachi already. Ranbir says I spiked your drink like you have spiked Prachi's drink and you took her signatures without her knowing. Rhea asks Prachi that did you teach Ranbir to do this? Ranbir says Prachi did not teach me anything. This is your karma. Ranbir says I knew that you will not sign on the papers and that is why I took your signature this way. I know this was wrong, but I have no option. Ranbir says I came to know about your pregnancy late and I thought to let it go. Ranbir says if I had told Prachi, then she would have forced me to stay with you. Rhea scolds Prachi and says whatever she would do it in front of everyone. Rhea burns the divorce papers. Prachi asks Rhea to leave it. Rhea smiles and asks Prachi to take it. She says your desire's last right is done. Ranbir says stay away from Prachi. Prachi was not aware of my plan. Ranbir says you cannot talk to my wife like that. Rhea asks Ranbir that if Prachi is your wife, then who am I? She says even I am pregnant. Ranbir says to Rhea that I cannot fight with you and I cannot make you understand more. Ranbir says you know that I don't love you and how we got married. Rhea says if I haven't burned these papers, then you would have. She asks Ranbir if he would have taken the papers to the court, then people would have laughed at him. Rhea says that there is no value in this paper. She says if it is a duplicate, then it has no value too. Aliyah comes there. Grandma asks Rhea that how can she stay with a person who doesn't love her. Grandma says when Ranbir haven't divorced Prachi, then how is Ranbir your husband? Aliyah appreciates Grandma for mentioning Prachi's name and says everyone get energetic just as they mention Prachi's name. She says if a person remarries, then all the family will be jailed for betraying the second wife. Prachi says that why did Rhea marry Ranbir when she had known that we are married? Rhea says marriage means faith to me, values, which is right. Rhea asks Grandma if divorce used to happen in her times. No. Rhea says if you play divorce game, then I have to take a harsh step. Vikram says we should sit and talk. Pallavi asks everyone to calm down. She asks Rhea to calm down and asks Rhea to come with her and says I want to talk to you alone. Aliyah says Rhea will not go anywhere. Pallavi says don't do this drama here. Aliyah asks Pallavi to talk in front of everyone. Pallavi says Prachi is pregnant and we have to take extra care. Rhea says I know, I am pregnant too. Pallavi says I have no choice and I have to say this in front of everyone. Pallavi tells everyone that Prachi's pregnancy is complicated. Pallavi says she has talked to Prachi's doctor and she told her everything. A flashback is shown. Pallavi says I am so sorry Prachi. I am feeling pity and also anger on you. Pallavi asks, why did you hide your pregnancy from me? She says the doctor said that if we give Prachi stress, then a complication can increase. Aliyah says I am sorry and she asks Rhea to tell everyone the secret as well. Rhea tells Prachi that I tried to save you, but I cannot save you by making you sit on my shoulder. Rhea says I told you many times to go from here, but you did not go. Rhea says I know that Prachi's pregnancy is complicated and I want her to stay with the real father of her baby and not with my husband. Prachi is shocked hearing Rhea. Okay, so from here now, Rhea has seen that there's no way out for her anymore, and Rhea and Aliyah will now put the blame on Prachi, that Prachi is carrying Siddharth's baby, and that is where the roller coaster story will continue again in the next episode. So please stay tuned for that, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.